Hey guys, it is Friday of our second week, and I'm going to try and make today's video a little bit short because it's kind of chilly outside right now, and I'm not wearing a sweatshirt, so yeah, it's a little breezy. Anyway, I finished up my project, and hopefully you're finishing up yours. If you need a little bit of extra time, don't worry too much about it. That's okay. You know, you should still be learning lots of stuff, and it's just a matter of you showing me those things. That's kind of why we do the project, you know. Anyway, so here is my final. There we go. You can see I added my last few things. So most of this I got to show to you yesterday, but you can now see I got my animal trading cards up here. So I have the axolotl, the quetzalbird, and a coati, which I thought were some really neat animals. I have heard of all of them before, but I thought they were ones that are a little bit different and not just the normal animals that everyone would think of. So I wanted to include the axolotl because it is a giant salamander. And it's really neat because although it's an amphibian, it stays in the water its whole life. It never undergoes metamorphosis like frogs or other ones do, so it doesn't get lungs and come out of the water. Then there's the coati, and if you've ever been to out of Africa, we happen to have one there. They also live in Arizona, although only in certain regions. And then I have a quetzalbird because, you know, they're beautiful and they have a really cool name. So, yeah. Alright, then I also added, I have my paper over here. And so I'm just going to, I guess I'll show me while I read it so that you get an idea. Really it just is an introduction and a closing and then 3 things that I kind of learned about Mexico and wanted to share because I thought that they were interesting and, would make people want to find out more about it or want to go visit there. So I'm just going to go ahead and read that to you and you'll find out what I wrote. Alright. Mexico is a country in the southern part of North America that has a vibrant and interesting culture. It is a place of many beautiful sights and an immense amount of history. There are a plethora of cultural aspects that make Mexico so interesting. From clothing to food and celebrations, their culture brings excitement and joy. Traditional Mexican clothing includes long skirts. Oh, see, you can see the picture of it up here. Long skirts, pants, sleeves, and broad-brimmed hats. These garments were bred out of necessity to provide protection from the sun. However, I lost my spot. Sorry, it's hard to read while I was moving. It's on here, I promise. However, instead of allowing these modest garments to become dull, Mexicans used many natural dyes to create colorful cloth and threads. And I didn't include on my paper, but today they don't have to use the natural dyes. You know, they get their clothes dyed just like we do. Woo! Yeah. But they used to use natural dyes to make a lot of those bright colors, which is pretty neat. Anyway, continuing on. They used to create these vibrant costumes and often create layers of color, extensive embroidery, and embellishment. So, when I use the word costume, it is not like a dress-up costume. In social studies and in anthropology, we use the word costume to refer to any type of garments. So it would be like the costume of ancient Greece would be what they wore in ancient Greece. And you can think about it like when you get dressed to go to a dance at school, you might not wear the same thing that you would wear when you go to a dance class or go to a regular day at school or go to a funeral. So each of those things is a different type of costume that people wear based on the situation or the people that they're going to be around. So that's a term that we use in anthropology. And it doesn't mean dressing up as, like, a peanut butter sandwich or your favorite anime character. That's a whole different kind of costume. So, some people get really offended when you use the word costume anthropologically because they find it offensive. So, like, they will specify other terms. So if I were to be speaking about, say, Native American hoop dancers, they are very specific that what they wear for hoop dancing is not a costume. They refer to it as regalia. So we always want to be sensitive of those things, but just a note on that word. It's like your word of the day. Costume. Woo! The wind's trying to steal my project on Mexico. Alright, let me keep reading to you. It's flying away. The traditional garments also represent a melding of native and European cultures as the country of Mexico started to take shape during the Spanish colonial period. So lots of people lived there before then, but it wasn't until Spain came and colonized that they were like, oh, you need to be a country, and started all of that, which as I talked to you when I talked about the timeline, went into a whole long saga of different people running their country and different kinds of government, and so still lasting impression. It's something that continues to shape them today. That's part of why we study history, so we can understand why we are the way we are today and into the future. Okay, Mexican food is just as colorful as its clothing and is sometimes something with which many Americans are familiar. Most people have heard of and eaten foods such as burritos, tacos, and enchiladas. I'm pretty sure all of you have eaten all of those. In fact, some of you make those on a regular basis. Some of you make other Mexican foods. We talked about that in class, actually, quite a bit. So, these and other dishes are shaped by agriculture of the region and usually include regional ingredients such as corn, beans, and avocados. That's true for pretty much anywhere. So in your report, if you're talking about food, there's an agriculture section, you remember, on your thing. Wait, over. Woo! I am really bad with this camera sometimes, sorry. Okay, agriculture. See, under agriculture, I have maize, which is corn, sugarcane, sorghum, wheat, barley, and avocado. Those are some of their major products that come out of Mexico as far as agriculture, so it makes sense that food that you grow is food that you also eat, right? Yeah. Alright. So, one noted dish that is recommended that you try if you visit Mexico is chiles en nogada. This dish is considered very patriotic because its ingredients have all the colors of the Mexican flag: green, white, and red. The chiles are green, the walnut sauce is white, and the dish has pomegranate seeds which add red. I think I already mentioned that to you when I was talking about my thing, because, oh, not on here. It was on my organizer. I had a drawing of it. So, Mexico is also the home of many exciting celebrations. The country celebrates national, cultural, and religious holidays. There are local festivals as well as the more prominent holidays too. Many people in Mexico are Catholic because of the efforts of missionaries who came to the region during Spanish colonization. This means that Catholic holidays such as Good Friday and Christmas are important. National holidays include Independence and Constitution Days. Many holidays include lots of food, music, and family in their celebrations. The culture of Mexico is amazing, and there is so much that can be learned about it. By experiencing a little bit of Mexico, you can get to understand its rich culture, history, and people. If you have the chance, it's a place that you should visit. But if you can't go there, at least try some Mexican foods, listen to some mariachi music, and immerse yourself in the beauty that is Mexico. So that's my paper. Obviously, I did some side things while reading it to you, but you know me from class, so you know that it's not atypical for me to, go off on the side a little bit and explain something a little bit extra that I think could use explaining, or that I just get really excited about. Anyway, something I want to show you, though, is in my paper, right? Let me see where it is. Here. right here, you might not be able to see it, but I have a typo. Yeah, it happens. So if your stuff isn't perfect, that's okay, because yeah, my reading out loud to you wasn't perfect. The wind is trying to steal my project. You know, it's Friday. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to receiving stuff from you guys, and I went in to work and worked with your other middle school teachers on Monday on working out what your assignments for the next couple weeks are, but some of that, well, we're going to do our best, and if we need to tweak some of it, that's okay, because I understand, you know, we're still all learning how this is going to go and trying to do our best, and I just want you guys to be successful and to be learning stuff. Yeah, that's really my goal, and hopefully I'll keep hearing from you guys, and hopefully some of you are watching my videos, because I'm going to keep making them every day. You know, I was doing them already, a lot of teachers were, and now the school has asked that we make sure we keep doing them. They want us to make sure we post one, at least one every day. So I'm going to be doing that, and like I already talked to you about, I have, I'm going to be doing separate ones for 7th and 8th grade, because we've been doing the same project these first 2 weeks, but we're going to be branching out a little bit and doing separate 7th and 8th grade stuff. So be looking for your specific video next week. And then I'm also probably going to do an art video, which would be for my 8th graders, because we do art together, right? Yeah, it's a thing. It will be totally optional. You don't have to do the art, but, you know, if you do it, I'd be really excited to see it. I'm not going to give you anything really hard, but, you know, we'll just do a little lesson on stuff, and then I'll ask you to create something. So, all right, I hope you guys have a really fantastic weekend, and remember, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and email me or send me a remind message. I've been hearing from more of you, so that's been fantastic. And then I'm also going to work on posting the, posting the information for you to join my Google Classroom as well, because I have that up and running. Well, it's up, but it's not running because I haven't given anyone the code, so you can't log in. Yeah. But I want to see you guys there. So, hopefully we'll get together next week, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye, guys.